Hi, I'm Frank Clark, and I'm the Supervisor of Historic Foodways here at the Colonial Williamsburg Museum. And my job is to operate two kitchens, the Peyton Randolph kitchen here and the Governor's Palace kitchen, where we show folks the foods of the 18th century and the kinds of things that people had to eat and prepare the dishes of the period. We are working on a few different things this afternoon. Right now I'm actually preheating the oven. You can see it down here on the bottom of the hearth. Our brick bake, or our Dutch oven actually, we're going to be using this to bake off an apple pie this afternoon. So we've got hot coals on top and underneath it, and then our pie or our bread or cakes or whatever we're going to bake would go right inside. I can tell from looking at it that it's still got a couple more minutes to preheat, so we'll leave that sit for a minute or two. But our pies are just about ready to go into the oven there and bake off. We've also been working with some quail today, which you can see here on the plate. These were roasted, done on the spit there. Roasting is by definition a side or reflected heat. Notice where the spit is that contains the meat, right here. It's not over the flame, it's out in front of it. So you're really only getting heat on one side. And in fact, in this situation, we also have this handy device here known to 18th century Virginians as a clock jack or spit jack, to turn that meat for us in front of the fire. So as the weight comes down here, that turns the gears and then keeps your meat from burning on one side or the other. So a very well equipped kitchen, I might add here. Mr. Randolph has the second best equipped kitchen in town, second only to the Governor down the street there. He also has a slave cook who's operating this kitchen for him. We believe her name was Betty. We think that Betty was cooking here for about 15 years. So she would have done the majority of the cooking here in the household, but she would probably never really be in this room alone. Betty's assisted all the time by slave children on the property. They're the ones bringing in the wood. They're the ones washing the dishes in the tubs behind me, or next door in the laundry area there, plucking those quail and gutting those quail and killing them, because when you bought them in the 18th century, those birds were alive. And been dead and sitting around in the grocery store shelves or been shipped in from Wisconsin like they are today. Dinner is the main meal. It's the only meal that you're actually cooking. It's when the guests come, it's when you do your entertaining, and it's typically about 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the 18th century, so in the middle of the day. You have that big meal in the middle of the day, and then the leftovers from dinner will be supper tonight and breakfast tomorrow. Of course, the kinds of things they're eating are going to be much fancier than the stuff we're familiar with today. The emphasis will be on meat, because meat's what's expensive and what is impressive to people. So we have the beef there, which is roasted. Of course, we're in Virginia. Got to have Virginia ham. That's pretty much a given around here. He's got some curried fish here. Curry, a new set of spices just coming in from India. Very fashionable thing to have. And then there would be sweeter, lighter items coming at the end of the meal as desserts. The tea creams in the glasses there, kind of like a pudding or custard done with black tea. The preserved strawberries and the little chocolate almonds here would all be considered dessert items, very light and palate clearing things coming at the end of the meal. Heavy sweets like the apple pie I'm about to bake here, or the transparent pudding here, would actually be side dishes. They're served right along with the meats, right along with that Virginia ham. You have something sweet, and that's going to balance out the saltiness of the ham, make the whole thing a little bit easier to handle. But what you really wanted to eat is everything heavy up front, very light at the end. So the kids didn't have to wait till the end of the meal to have their pie. They could have it right along with the end of the meal. It's almost done. Actually, I'm just going to give that about 2 more minutes.